Assalamu alaikum, welcome to IG Nova Paper 2, Variant 2, Feb March 2025, Biology 0610, fresh. For every question, inshallah, we cancel out wrong options and we go for trial and error. These are the two techniques I use to solve Paper 2. Let's start. Question 1, I gave a drawing for question 1 named as cladogram. Okay, no need to know how to draw the cladogram, but you need to know how to analyze. Species P and Q, both of them, have a recent common ancestor, this one. Then species R. So species R has a distant common ancestor with both of them. Then recently species S developed from species B. So which one of them or which species has the least similarity with all of them? Definitely R. Huh? If you have a long distance from a branching point on this cladogram or on the diagram, that means you have a distant ancestor, not a recent ancestor. And if you have short distance from a branching point, that means you have a good relation or a recent common ancestor. So question back to school, which one has the least similar basis with all of them? Definitely species R. Pedipulp. Question 2. Pedipulp. Pedi or poda equals to leg. Pulp means sensation. He said in the question that these are the legs. So don't count pedipulp as a leg. So how many pairs of legs do we have here? We have 1, 2, 3, and 4. We have 4 pairs of legs. 4 pairs of legs means arachnids. Aslan, this one is a scorpion. If you know scorpion, you can touch على طول the option. Or if you know pedipulp, whenever you see pedipulp, automatically pedipulp is found in arachnids, or arachnids only have pedipulps in our service. Type. Let me check another question. This one. Here he didn't say anything about the pedipulp or about legs. So you have to count the number of pairs of legs. These are antenna. That's why not an arachnid. Legs, pairs, 1, 2, 3, 4. And this one is a modified leg, is an appendage. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one is named as lobster. If you know Aslan lobster, you know that lobster is a crustacean. La, I don't know lobster. Not an arachnid because it does have antenna and has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pairs. Why did I count all of them? Because in March 25 he said these are the legs. Okay, here he said these are the legs. That means pedipulp is not a leg, it's not an appendage. But for this question he said nothing, so you have to count all of them as legs. 5 pairs of legs crustacean, 4 pairs of legs are arachnids. Thank you. Question number 3. Bacteria or prokaryote? Common feature with a plant cell. Cell membrane, definitely. Any living organism, any living cell must have cell membrane. Cell wall, yes, they do have cell wall, both of them. Plant cellulose, bacteria murin. Plasmid, no, only bacteria. So plasmid is not a common feature between both of them. Ribosomes, any living cell must have ribosome to do protein synthesis. So we cancel out wrong options to find D. A cell 65 micrometer across was measurement in millimeter. To change millimeter into micrometer, you have to multiply by 1000, and to change micrometer into millimeter, you have to divide by 1000. So we need to find this value into millimeter. So divide 65 by 1000. Let me find my calculator. You can pause the video and start your mathematical working. Divided by 1000, 0.065. 0.065 millimeter. Question 5. I saw this question twice. Winter 2024 and March 2025. Winter 2024, paper 2, variant 2. Please pause the video and write some pieces of information if you don't mind. First piece of information is water potential is given as kilopascal, and less negative close to 0 means high water potential. On the other hand, if the value is large, more negative, that means less water potential. So here he has given 3 different water potentials. Follow my key. If the value is less negative, close to 0, that means high water potential. And you know that water moves from higher water potential to the lesser or lower water potential. So for this flow chart, for this diagram, the highest water potential will be cell R. So this is the first one. And the least water potential cell Q. This is the least one. And P is in between. So let me change my marker to tell you the arrowhead for net movement of water between all of them. Definitely water will move as a net movement from R to P, and same time from R to Q, and definitely from P to Q. So check options. Option 1, he said from P to Q. Agree? From R to P. Agree? And from R to Q. Also agree. So option A. March 25, he gave values without any guidance. Okay? So again, let me repeat. The less negative value equals to high water. The more negative value equals to less water or lower water. So we follow directions, trial and error. Option A, direction from minus 600 to minus 450, this is wrong. Why? Because we said it moves from less negative to more negative. Minus 600 is more negative than minus 450, so option A is out. Moves from minus 35 to minus 350 to minus 400, agree. 400 to 450, agree. 450 to 600, also agree. Let me think about this. Here, the other way around, from minus 550 to minus 500, wrong. From minus 450 to minus 350, also wrong. Look at the direction here. So these are wrong options. So option B. You can pause the video and repeat. By the way, I added both of them. Winter 2024 and March 2025. Thank you. Question 6. Molecules or ions are moved across membranes. It's asking about active transport. Which statement is okay for active transport? This is fact. Molecules or ions are moved by protein carrier. This is a must. Ions are taken by root hair cells. This is an example. So all of them are applicable for active transport idea. Fact, huh? A section of chromosome. Chromosome contains DNA, contains 4500 bases. There are 1450 G bases. G. That means we do have 1450 C. So both of them will be 2890. Both G and C. He's asking for A. A or T equals to 4500 minus this 2890 divided by 2, or A slash T equals 4500 minus 1450 plus 1450 divided by 2. Let me change my marker and tell you what does each one tell. A slash T, because A equals T. Done. 4500, this is the total. 2890, both G and C, I just counted. And here I just give details, okay? 1450 each one. divided by 2 because I need either A or T. Let me use my calculator. You can pause the video and use your own calculator. Equals 800, huh? So option A. Which chemical element is found in proteins but not in carbohydrates? CHO, CHO, CHON. Carbohydrates, fats, lipids, and protein. So protein has unique feature of nitrogen. Which statement describes enzymes? Enzymes are catalysts. Catalyst chemical speeds up reaction without being chemically changed by the end of the reaction. So enzymes are carbohydrates? Wrong. Enzymes are catalysts, are proteins. Enzymes are involved in metabolic reactions. Let me think about it. Enzymes decrease rate of reaction. Wrong. Catalyst to speed up reaction. Enzymes have same shape. If you see same shape, wrong. They have complementary shape at their active site to their substrates. So D is out, so B is option. Question 10. Photosynthesis and respiration. Don't forget that plants respire all time. Plants photosynthesize during light. In our syllabus, grade 12 inshallah, we have a different story. So plants respire all time. Plants photosynthesize if you give them light, sunlight or room light, whatever the light is. We need source of energy, source of light or source of energy. So respiration occurs all time. Definitely rate of respiration increases a little bit during daytime because of more activity, higher activity. Like in respiration curve should be a little bit flat, no change, because they respire all time. So look at respiration graph should be flat. Okay, so A. Question number 11. Let me magnify. In front view, there is a section on the lower surface of a leaf. So let me use my marker, different colors. Label this one as epidermis. Label this one as a guard cell. Label X as a guard cell. And we do have how many stoma or stomata? I have 1, 2, 3, 4 stoma. Stoma is one of the stomata. So what is X? A guard cell. A student is told that their diet is not balanced and they may be at risk of developing scurvy, gum bleeding. So we need vitamin C. We need vitamin C, don't forget. So should drink more milk. Milk is not source of vitamin C. Milk is source of vitamin D and calcium. Source of vitamin C will be fruits like citrus. So D. Incisor, cut, canine, tear, premolar, molar, crush, grind. So 3 and 4. Fact. Question 14. Which substance causes a change in pH when food enters the small intestine? We have been taught that bile is an alkaline mixture to neutralize stomach mixture or stomach acidic mixture. So we need bile to neutralize the stomach acids. Which conditions cause highest rate of transpiration? So transpiration is related to, go back to my previous videos, wind speed, temperature, and light. If you ask any math teacher, physics teacher, this relationship means transpiration and these are directly related. And here humidity. Humidity and transpiration are inversely related. So we need highest rate of transpiration, so take this up and take this down. And high temperature, agree. High temperature, agree. Low temperature, disagree. Remember that we need to take temperature up, so we need to take the numerator up and denominator down. So high wind speed, agree. High wind speed, also agree. High humidity, wrong. We need to take this one down. So low humidity, so B. Question 16. There is a gap between the left hand side, right hand side. So what will be the consequence? There will be a mixing between oxygenated and deoxygenated blood leading to poor growth. He said that in the question. So blood flows to the lungs at high pressure, increasing rate of gas exchange. Pressure will not change because there is no change in the thickness of the heart muscles. So A is wrong. Blood flows to the lung at lower pressure. We said that no change in the pressure. Mixing of blood results in less oxygen available for respiration. We just mentioned that. Mixing of blood results in more glucose. Glucose is not an issue here. The issue is oxygenation or deoxygenation of blood. So option C. Question number 17. After vaccination, so one is vaccine, immune response steps by which body can make memory cells and lymphocytes can produce antibodies. Antibodies has four functions or have four functions in IGCSE. One of them, they can be used as antitoxin during passive artificial type of immunity. He mentioned that here. He said that this product number 2 can be used during passive immunity. He means here antitoxins or antibodies. Huh? So 2 is antibody, 3 is memory cell because they give long-term immunity. So here he's asking for memory cells, so D, 3 only. Question 18. What helps to keep the trachea open during breathing? Fact, cartilage. What about cilia? To move mucus away. What about external intercostal muscle? To control the rib cage movement up or down. Larynx, voice box, irrelated. Question 19. Yeast can respire aerobically and anaerobically. For each molecule of glucose used in yeast, how many more molecules of carbon dioxide can be released? Equation C6H12O6 plus 6O2 to give carbon dioxide plus water. This one is aerobic. Don't forget that aerobic, air means oxygen in chemistry. Anaerobic respiration in yeast, C6H12O6 plus nothing will give C2H5OH plus CO2, 2 and 2. He's comparing 6 carbon dioxide with 2 carbon dioxide. So how many more? 4. You just subtract carbon dioxide amounts in both of them. Half paper. In a healthy human, in which blood vessel would you find the lowest concentration of urea? Lowest concentration of urea after removal of urea from the blood in the kidney. So this is the kidney. Excretion occurs. Renal artery should have highest concentration of urea, and renal vein should have lowest concentration of urea. So here most of urea are going in, so this is a filter, kidney, to excrete urea. So in this level we have high urea, and this level we have low urea. So lowest concentration of urea will be renal vein. #21. Specific eye condition can cause permanent contraction of the ciliary muscle. If the ciliary muscle is contracting, that means ligament is slacken or ligament is relaxing. So ligament antagonistically will be slacken or relaxing because the ciliary muscle is contracting. And the refraction of light or bending of light will be more. Why? because if you contract ciliary muscle, the lens will be more convex. Ask Mr. Mahmoud about this idea. More convex means more refraction, more bending of light. 22. Liver and pancreas work together to control the concentration of glucose. I do agree. Trial error, technique of trial error. The liver converts small molecule glucose into glucagon, wrong, into glycogen. So he is out. The liver releases hormone insulin, never. Insulin is released by the pancreas, so he is out. The pancreas does not respond to an increase in blood glucose concentration, wrong, it does. The pancreas responds to a fall in blood glucose concentration by releasing of glucagon to increase blood glucose level. I do agree. Don't forget that we have equation between glucose and glycogen. From glucose, we can prepare glycogen in the liver by the help of insulin. From glycogen, we can get glucose by the help of adrenaline or glucagon. So this arrow is going back. Don't forget please. So in our syllabus, we have 3 hormones to control glucose level, either by increasing it or by decreasing it. Insulin to decrease, and both adrenaline and glucagon to increase. Thank you. Question 23. In the dark. Pause the video. Dark. Phototropism is no. There is no phototropism. Okay? What causes these responses? What are the responses? Firstly, I cancel out phototropism. Mafi phototropism. Darkness. Plant shoots grow towards and roots grow downwards. Shoots grow upwards and roots grow downwards because of gravity. Because of gravitropism. In both cases, because of gravitropism. There is no phototropism, so either A or C, and only gravitropism, so C. What's the reason why antibiotics should be used only when essential? To prevent antibiotic resistance, to prevent natural selection. Artificial selection here is irrelated. There is natural selection idea, so B, D could be correct. To increase the natural selection, I need to decrease it. That's why I use it wisely. 25. Self-pollination within the same flower or different flower in the same plant. Eye-catching point. على طول بص على eye-catching point. Pollen are transferred from anther to the stigma of a flower on a different plant. ده اسمه cross-pollination مش self-pollination. So this is wrong. Self-pollination within the same flower except or stigma of the same flower or a different flower لكن same plant. فالidea ديت same flower وهنا same plant. I need this one to be correct and this one to be correct and this one to be wrong. So trial error B. Question 26. Which terms are used only when describing sexual reproduction in plant? Anything as a vocab shared with animal, reject, don't accept. Male gamete لا I use. I call sperm as male gamete. Female gamete برضو أنا بستخدمه في human. Ovule أيوة. We do not have anything like ovule in human reproductive system. We don't have. So ovule only here will be used in flower. So check 3. So option D على طول. Question 27. Which statement correctly describes the effect of a hormone in a human menstrual cycle that lasts for 28 days? FSH causes maturation of an egg up to day 21, wrong, during the first few days. LH stimulates egg release on day 14, typically yes. Let me think about it. Estrogen maintains, it doesn't maintain, it increases. Maintain مع progesterone. Progesterone causes a repair, it doesn't repair, it maintains after being repaired by estrogen. So option B. في vocab estrogen to repair, progesterone to maintain uterus lining, FSH maturation few days, LH ovulation sharp if the cycle is typical, sharp on day 14. What is the main hormone responsible for development of secondary male characteristic? Testosterone, estrogen for female, insulin and adrenaline, fight flight, so wrong, insulin for blood glucose concentration. Which term is defined as the length of DNA that codes for protein synthesis? Gene. Why? Amino acid is monomer of protein. Chromosome contains DNA inside. And if you arrange them from larger to smaller, chromosome is larger than DNA. كيف? Grade 11 inshallah. Mutation is a genetic change, not part of DNA. So option C. Which statement about six chromosomes is correct? Men and women can inherit characteristics controlled by genes on the X chromosome. Agree? Why? As male has XY and female is XX. So both of them can inherit from X. So let me think about A. Men and women can inherit characteristics controlled by genes on Y chromosome. Wrong. Female or females have no Y chromosome. So this is out. Only men can inherit from X. Wrong. We just said that both of them can get from X. Only women can inherit characteristic controlled by gene on Y chromosome. Mistake. They never inherit Y chromosome. So A. 31. What occurs أصلا between different letters? From A to C, this is DNA replication. C to D, stages of mitosis. Grade 11 in details. Then cell division. From D to W, for example. So this gap is cell division. This gap C to D is mitosis. And gap from A to C is DNA replication. So cell division, 2 cells will be produced at stage D. 32 على طول بيونت سكوير. لازم ارسم بيونت سكوير. No mental working here. لازم working, physical working. Man blood group A, IA. We cancel out this. IA, IO. And woman blood group B, IB, IO. So IA, IB, blood group AB. This is a genotype letters and phenotype expression is AB. IBIO, genotype expression will be blood group B. IAIO, blood group A. IOIO, blood group O. Equal ratios 1, ratio 1, ratio 1, ratio 1, or 1/4 each one, or 0.25 each one. For any of them, blood group A or B or AB or O, 25%. What are sources of genetic variation? Eye-catching. Mitosis is wrong. لازم meiosis, because meiosis causes variation. Huh? And asexual reproduction also wrong. So meiosis, mutation, random mating, random fertilization, all are sources of genetic variation. What is the main source for this food chain? Main source of energy? Sun. Which processes increase the concentration of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere? Trial error. Increased deforestation. Agree. Increased tree planting. If you add more plants, so more photosynthesis, so less carbon dioxide. Like in هنا I need more carbon dioxide. So I need 1 without 2. So 2 is out. Decrease fossil fuel combustion. If you decrease combustion, يعني you decrease carbon dioxide. I need to increase. The question is saying that. So 3 is out. Increase fossil fuel combustion. Agree. So B. Which organism can be source of energy for decomposer? Decomposer has access for all. كله. Producer, herbivore, carnivore, it doesn't matter. A coral reef contains species يعني living. على طول أول كلمة species يعني living. بنسميه في البيولوجي biotic factor. Okay, such as many examples. These species interact. خلي interact in between. Other factors such as salt concentration, temperature, oxygen, soil, we name them in abiotics. If you add biotic and abiotic and you interact them together, you have an ecosystem. So what by ecosystem? Living biotics, non-living abiotics, and they interact together. What can cause an increase in the size of rabbit population? Trial error, increase in a disease, mistake. Disease يعني less population. Increase in available food for them, let me think about it. Increase in a pollution in the rabbit, in the habitat of the rabbit, in the rabbit habitat, mistake. If you add more pollution, so number will decrease. Increase in predation, if you add more predators, so number will decrease. So option B. How does eutrophication lead to death of fish? The major reason for death of consumers or aquatic animals is due to decrease in dissolved oxygen. So dissolved oxygen, lower oxygen concentration. This is the main reason for death of aquatic animals. Huh? This is eye-catching. Huh? Technique number 3, eye-catching point. زي ده. Question 40, eye-catching على طول. Plasmid. Genetic modification, plasmid. Fact. طب مين C؟ ribosome. مين D؟ DNA. مين A؟ murin cell wall. They don't help. They are found in bacteria. أكيد fact. I cannot deny. لكن genetic modification eye catching plasmid على طول. Plasmid is extra piece, extra loop of DNA. تمام؟ Thank you. السلام عليكم.